you to be with us and guide us in our decisions tonight. Bless our first responders and our military. We ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Carrie. We have a special presentation that Miss Charity is going to do for us, so welcome.
Well, thank you, and as always, I'm honored to be here with City Council, Mayor, and City staff and leadership, so thank you for this opportunity. Mainly, I wanted to tell you about the fact that so many of Poquoson businesses won for the Coastal Living Magazine's Best of series, and basically to thank you, meaning all of the city, the community, the businesses, and hopefully City Council and staff as well, for voting, to take the time to vote, because the way this works is they give us a period of time and you can nominate your businesses. In any of these categories, you can nominate a business. So if we just take the time as a city to nominate our Poquoson businesses that fit into any business that fits into one of these categories, that you have to look in the magazine to see all of them, and then go back and vote once they have the listings of people who have been nominated. It's not that hard to win if we all get behind it. And the thing is, it makes a big difference to these small businesses to get recognition in a magazine that's pretty broadly spread. People buy that magazine and see it. So it makes a big difference to them. And so I appreciate everyone's time who voted, because we've had great results. So we've got the Point Barbecue, bronze for barbecue. The 185, of course, we all know, has a great breakfast, and she won a gold. Beans Ice Cream won in several categories. And the businesses can nominate themselves as well, so there's no shame in putting your name out there if you believe you've got the best product. So Beans won in several categories. The Point got Best Lunch. Surf's Up, Best Lunch, also for one got gold, one got silver. El Rancho, silver for Best Mexican. Anna's for pizza. 185 in sandwiches category, so the silver. A Surfrider, some of these like Surfrider and the Banks are broader, because as we know, Surfrider has seven, I think, locations. So it's not necessarily just the Poquoson one, but Surfrider got an overall gold for the best seafood. And Surf's Up got a local gold in the specific category. Early Birds, actually, I think that's because they had the charcuterie boards, and that was really a fun appetizer. They also got Beans got for best wait staff. Early Birds, certainly, they were instantly a hit, and it's so exciting to see these young people opening businesses and being so successful. So Early Birds got a gold in the best local wine and beer shop. Bodacious Bazaar got a gold for their big event, and that's a Poquoson business as well. Beachy Bull Surf Shop got several golds. And again, the Banks are broader. It's not specifically the Poquoson branch, but they did win, so they are in Poquoson, so we want to claim them. And Mayor's Exterminating. So I think next year, if we take a few more minutes and think of businesses that can fit in these categories, and we all take a minute to vote, that we can do better. But I think for little Poquoson, I'm very proud that we have so many businesses that won. And I'm very happy for the businesses, as always. It makes me happy, anything we can do to help our small businesses be successful. So that's what I'm here tonight, is to tell you about that. But while I'm here, don't forget that the weekend of June 23rd to 25th, we're having a shop and dine event to amp up, be sure and shop, do as much shopping as possible in Poquoson, and eat out as much as you can for that weekend, because that big weekend is also the Spark in the Park. And so the June 24th, we'll have a big event in the park, as we did last year, that culminates in a wonderful fireworks display before the 4th, and especially since the 4th is in the middle of the week this year. So That is what I'm here to tell you about, all the exciting things going on in the city with the small businesses. So thank you for, yes.
That's really cool when you see your local businesses do as well as they've done. It's certainly encouraging. And I know that you and Dave Callis have a lot to do with that, your interaction with all of them. Congratulations to all of these folks. Anybody else have a comment?
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, our next item on the agenda is our audience visitors. If there's anyone in our audience who'd like to address council on any topic, at this time, we'd be delighted to hear from you. We'll move on. Approve our minutes. We have 2 sets, work session April 24, and regular session April 24. Your motion?
Mr. Mayor, I propose that we accept the minutes for the work session dated April 24th.
Okay. All right, our motion made second, we adopt the work session minutes on April 24th, 2023. Any concerns, comments, additions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Hopps,
Aye.
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Councilman Andrews. Aye. Councilman Fahey,
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6 to 0.
Thanks, Kim. And the regular session, please?
Mr. Mayor, I propose we approve the minutes for the regular session dated 24 April 2024.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion made second, we adopt our regular session minutes as well. Any concerns, comments, any questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Councilman Hopps,
Aye.
Councilman Fahey,
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews. Aye. Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6 to 0.
All right, thanks, Kim. We have one public hearing, receive a bid for the sale of public-owned property located in the middle of Legacy Community. Randy?
Mr. Mayor, thank you. As council will recall at your last meeting, council authorized staff to make this solicitation on your behalf during this process. Is we publicly advertise to solicit sealed bids. If we receive one or more bids, we'll first open the public hearing, and then the clerk will open and read the sealed bids in their entirety. And following that, any person that may wish to speak about the sealed bids or just the sale of the property in general is welcome to speak as part of the public hearing. And it's always been your practice that following that public hearing, you table the matter for a minimum of 2 weeks to allow additional time for the public, if they have an interest in that, to respond. Since they're not all 12,000 people are not sitting here to see the bids be open.
Okay. We have this, thank you, Randy. Let's open the public hearing again. Ms. Kim?
We received one bid on the properties, the 2 parcels of land totaling the 7.77 acres in the middle of the Legacy community. The Big Woods Development Company at 110 Mid-Atlantic Place, Yorktown, Virginia, has bid at $100,000. They're offering a deposit of $5,000 upon city council bid acceptance. The terms would be $95,000 cash at closing, and the closing would be 30 days from satisfaction of all contingencies listed below. The contingencies: approval by the Poquoson City Council of inclusion of these parcels for residential use into Legacy of Poquoson Master Plan at terms and conditions acceptable to purchaser. Second contingency, ability of purchaser to obtain owner's title insurance at customary rates. Mr. Spencer signed on 5/8/23.
Okay, thanks, Kim. All right, public hearing is open. Is there anyone who wants to address this at all? I doubt there's going to be a question. I'm not seeing any, so let's close the public hearing and get a motion to table this for 2 weeks.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Okay? All right, motion made, second, that we table this item for 2 weeks. Any concerns, any comments, questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Thank you. Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All right, thanks, Kim. Move on to unfinished business, second reading, final adoption of the FY 2024 annual financial report. Take these individually. I believe the vice mayor is queued up to do each one of these separate. So, Kira?
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance to lay $1.11 levy per $100 assessed value on all real estate in the city of Poquoson, Virginia, for the general operation of various departments of the city government. And I would like to note that that is a 2-cent reduction from the previous rate.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion made second that we adopt that ordinance. Any concerns, comments, any questions? See none. Ms. Kim?
Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
Thanks, Kim. The ordinance establishing the tax rate for personal property. Mr. Vice Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance to lay a $4.15 levy on all personal property, a .00001 levy on all watercraft, a $1.50 levy on all privately owned camping trailers and motorhomes, and a $1.11 levy on all vehicles without motive power used or designed to be used as a manufactured home in the city of Poquoson for the general operation of the various departments of the city government.
Okay, thanks, sir. The motion. All right, the motion made second that we adopt that ordinance. Any comments, concerns, any questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman? Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you, Kim. Mr. Vice Mayor, the third one.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance amending Chapter 82, Article 2, Section 82-40, Schedule of Sewer Rates and Charges of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Poquoson, Virginia.
Okay.
A second.
All right, we have a motion made and second that we adopt that ordinance. Any concerns, comments, questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All right, thanks, Kim. Mr. Vice Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance amending Chapter 66, Article 2, Section 66-42, Collection and Charges, and Chapter 66, Article 3, Section 66-63, Exemption, Eligibility, and Generally Reduced Collection Charges of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Poquoson, Virginia.
Okey-doke. Mouthful, man.
Yeah.
A second.
Do we have a second? Oh, okay, Keith, didn't hear you. All right, we have a motion made and second that we adopt that ordinance. Any concerns, comments, any questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
All right,
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
all right, thank you, ma'am. We got one more. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance to appropriate funds to the various governmental funds of the City of Poquoson, Virginia for fiscal year 2024.
Okey-doke.
Second.
All right, we have a motion made second that we adopt that ordinance. Any concerns, comments, any questions? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Move on to new business, first item. Ordinance making additional appropriation for fiscal year 2023 for the general fund. Finance Director is at the podium.
Good evening, Mayor Council.
Good evening.
Council members. As you know, periodically we bring donations to the City Council for appropriation. Two city departments received donations, which are $1,160 for the library and $654 for the fire department. And these will be used by the departments for their intended uses. Additionally, the city applied for and received a Virginia Risk Sharing Association grant totaling $1,500 for a Virginia Women's Municipal Leadership Institute scholarship. Tanya was selected out of 50 applicants as part of the 20 women cohort to participate in this Leadership Institute. So this is a wonderful opportunity for her to attend some leadership sessions. So attached, you have an ordinance for the City Council's consideration to appropriate the additional $3,314 in revenue and expenditures in the fiscal year 2023 general fund. And I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, any questions of Tara? You do such a good job, nobody has a question. Thank you, Tara. Okay, we have an ordinance there that we need to do.
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance making additional appropriations for fiscal year 2023 in general fund.
Okay,
I second the motion.
all right, motion made, second, we adopt that ordinance. Any concerns, comments? All right, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Councilman Hucks,
Aye.
Councilman Fye,
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews. Aye. Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All right, second item under new business, an ordinance making an additional transfer fiscal year 2023 for the capital projects fund for Poquoson High School softball scoreboard and audio.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and City Council members, we received a request from Mr. Tillett with the schools to transfer $10,887 from the Poquoson Middle School Replacement Scoreboard account to provide a sound system at the Poquoson High School softball scoreboard. On February 28, 2022, the City Council approved the appropriation of $40,000 for a replacement scoreboard to be located at the athletic field behind the middle school. This scoreboard project was completed, and the total cost was $28,067, which left $11,933 remaining available in this project account. So attached, you have a appropriation for City Council's consideration to transfer $10,887 in fiscal year 2023 within the Capital Projects Fund for the high school softball scoreboard audio. And I would be happy to answer any questions. We also have Mr. Tillett here from the schools tonight if you have any specific questions about the
Okay.
project.
Tara, thank you. Is there a question?
The question is there an audio system in the one at Firth Field for the baseball team? No? Baseball, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just appreciate your bringing the women up to speed. This is good.
All right, any other questions of Tara? Thank you, ma'am. It's just another addition to what are already beautiful fields throughout the city. Those folks do a tremendous job to keep it looking like they do. And we, with my grandson playing baseball, I have an opportunity to go to just about everywhere. And there's no comparison, absolutely no comparison to our fields and the other places that we go. I'm proud. I'm just proud to watch, have people come in and see what we've done. And so Randy, those guys that do that, we need to make a special effort to tell them that council really appreciates what they do.
I'll do that.
They really
Glad
do.
to.
Okay, let's move on to, we've already done that one. Let's go on to comments of the city.
We gotta do an ordinance.
Yes.
We didn't-
Oh, that ordinance, yeah, okay. Sorry, thank you. Did we have a motion? I was talking, if you did, I didn't hear it.
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance making an additional transfer for Poquoson High School softball scoreboard audio for fiscal year 2023 in the Capital Projects Fund.
Second.
Okay, motion made, second, I almost lost the scoreboard. Okay, we had a motion made, second, we adopt the ordinance. Any concerns, comments? Don't hear any. Ms. Kim?
Councilman Hucks,
Aye.
Councilman Fye,
Aye.
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Councilwoman Andrews. Aye. Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All right, thank you, Kim. Go back to Kim for comments of the city clerk.
Mr. Mayor, we have 2 upcoming school board appointment terms ending in June. One is an at-large and one is a central. We have 2 incumbents that are eligible for reappointment. An advertisement will be placed in the paper, the city website, electronic sign, and the city television station this week, advertising the seats and the deadline of applications. All applicants, including the incumbents, if they're interested in reappointment, will need to turn in to the city manager's office a board bank application by May 22nd by 4:30. On the evening of May 22nd, a public hearing will be held at the city council meeting, and the names of the interested applicants will be read into record at that time. Per the adopted SOP, Central Precinct council members will need to give their recommendation of who they would like to interview, if any, for Central Precinct by June 5th, and the same would go for Mayor Hessel and Vice Mayor Freeman to recommend who they would like to interview, if any, for the at-large spot by June 5th as well. Interviews will be conducted in a closed session at the June 12th council meeting. At that meeting, council can reconvene and appoint who they have chosen to fill the seat or postpone until the next scheduled meeting.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Any questions of Kim? Okay. All right, thanks, Kim. Appreciate it. Let's move on to the comments of the city manager, Mr. Wheeler.
I don't have anything this evening, sir.
Okay. Let's start with David. Some council directives, if any.
Thank you, Gordon.
Yes, sir.
I do have some comments I'd like to share.
Sure.
First of all, I'd like to speak to the budget that we've just passed tonight. And my combined years on the school board, as well as my time served on council, this is the 12th budget that I've been involved with, and I must say this is easily among the most remarkable budgets that we've passed. I think the manager and staff has done an outstanding job this year in particular with striking a healthy balance between meeting the needs of the city with emphasis on public safety, special emphasis on making our city more competitive when it comes to hiring and retaining top-notch employees. We've been able to help our employees on a personal note, which is, of course, very important to us as well. We've been able to provide some additional funds to the schools, and very, very thankful to be in a position to do that because, as we know, we have existed as a town and then as a city going all the way back to 1952 because of the schools, and that makes us pretty special. So with that being said, the schools will always be a cornerstone, and we're happy to be in a position, very thankful to provide the additional support. It also helped the school system do for their folks what we've been able to do for ours this year, and also thankful to be able to do all this based on some serious number crunching by the manager and staff to actually lower the real estate tax rate by a couple of pennies, which is not a tremendous amount, but at least we can do a little something to help offset the increasing cost to our citizens. So thanks to all for that. And I try to be opportunistic when it comes to looking for ways to share positive comments. And 2 success stories that I'd like to speak to just to spread a little bit of goodwill. If y'all recall, back in January, we passed a conditional use permit for the Airbnb on Wood Creek Road, and then not too long after that, we passed another conditional use permit for Caleb Howard's Topstream exteriors business on Poquoson Avenue. And I think both of these processes are testimony to the effectiveness and efficiency of our city policies, especially when administered by such an outstanding staff. But I think what this represents is teamwork between our city staff, existing city businesses, supporting new businesses coming in adjacent to them, one of which was a nearly 100-year-old business that's been in the city since the 1920s, to be understanding and welcoming of a business that's owned by a hometown boy that he's going to move back into town. And from what I can see, just from riding by casual observations, it looks like the storage yard down on Poquoson Avenue for Top Stream Exteriors is coming along nicely. And I think that'll certainly be an asset to the community. And going back to the Airbnb, I have personal knowledge, and without going into detail, out of respect for people's privacy, the availability of that home in such a timely manner turned out to be a great asset to some folks in town. And I'm so thankful that we were able to come together as a council to be able to alleviate any concerns that we may have had. And I know that if that was not available when it was, circumstances would have been more difficult. So it was a really special, not to mention the fact that I've heard numerous comments that the Airbnb folks took what was an eyesore in a conspicuous location and turned it into a very nice looking home. So these are two very good examples, I think, of how successful we can be when the community, city staff, council, we all come together to serve the greater good of the community. So I thank all involved for that. So thank y'all for taking the time to let me share some comments tonight.
Well said, Dave. Well said. Heath?
Yes, two things, Mayor. I think in large part to Charity's work, my application for membership on the Langley Civic Leader Association was accepted, and I'll be attending their bi-monthly meetings and reporting back on the progress and the plans that they have coming in the future months. Also, on Sunday, I was able to go down and visit the Road to War display that was at the Poquoson Museum. It was very enjoyable to me personally because I was able to talk to those that were representing the Army from World War II era in European theater where my father served from 43 to 45, and just getting to know them. Then I visited the other sites as well. But it was just a well display, and I appreciated all the young men that were there.
Okay, thank you. Bud?
Yes, I'd like to second all the comments made so far and thank the citizens of Poquoson who pay attention to the city government, those here and those watching at home. I'd also like to congratulate all the businesses in Poquoson who won awards in the Coastal Virginia magazine. And I'd like to let everybody know that we have a new aviator in the city of Poquoson, and I'm proud to welcome her as such. Ms. Becky Borson was selected today.
Yeah.
Out of the 60 nominees to be the hero of the town, okay? And she now has flown aerobatics with the Air Force Thunderbird, something I wish I could do, okay? But anyway, I welcome her in the aviator class and glad to have her on board.
That's cool.
Miss Becky is, I think I've got this right. Last year, with her connections, they baked over 200,000 cookies to get them to troops that are overseas. She is dedicated to veteran service. I mean, she really is. She goes all out. I wish I could have seen her when she got off that plane. Just to make sure.
Might have been green.
All righty. Anything else? All right. We got closed session. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I missed both of y'all.
We don't count.
Janet,
Right.
I just have a letter that I want to read. My fellow councilmen already have this. Mayor Helsel and fellow city council members, it is with a heavy heart that I need to inform you I will be stepping down from my city council seat effective Tuesday, May 9th. Sorry, I didn't think I would be emotional about this. Due to a change in my personal situation that may necessitate my moving out of Poquoson and recent events, I feel it is time for me to step down from my position on City Council. It has been my honor to be able to serve my community for the past 6 years. This experience has been one of the most interesting and valuable of my life. Learning how a government works from the inside has been something I will always value and take with me. The amount of work by paid and unpaid people in our community that keep our wonderful city running is awe-inspiring. Our city operates like none other, mostly in good ways that benefit the citizens in our small, unique town. I have learned so much working with my fellow council members who have such knowledge and experience. I experienced what it's like to be the only councilwoman on a city council. At times, this provided challenges that were good life experiences, and mostly it has been wonderful. The experience has helped me grow as an individual and has shaped me and taught me many things that I will carry with me. I thank each of you for the support you have shown through the years and will be forever grateful for my time here. If my circumstances change, and I indeed am able to remain a Poquoson resident, I hope to continue to serve my community in many ways. So I just want to say thank you, guys.
We need to thank you, Jenna, for your
Hard decision to make, but one that it was time for me to make. So, and I wanted to ask Randy too, because especially with Councilwoman Fox stepping down, if you wouldn't mind explaining, to the public, like what the process is, like what happens when a council person steps down, like what happens after that happens, just for information purposes for our community.
If you like. The legal aspect of that, I'll defer to the city attorney, and then if there's something else, I'll add to it, if that's all right.
Okay, Wayne?
Well, the process is that the city is required to notify the circuit court judge within 15 days to enter an order to hold a special election, and that election will be in November at the regular general election. And the council has 45 days to appoint, from the resignation, to appoint a replacement to serve until the November election. That appointment would go again to the court, and the court would enter an order appointing that person at the city council's appointment resolution to serve until the general election. Then the person whoever decides to run, there will be a deadline. They have to declare that they're going to run for the position. It's an August date. I have it in my folder over here, I can tell you, but it's an August date. You have to notify the Board of Elections that you're going to run in the November election so you can get on the ballot. And then whoever is successful in November will serve the remainder of the unexpired term.
Thank you, Wayne.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna
I've
miss
been
you guys,
sitting next
too.
to you for 6 years, and I hate to see you go. Other than that, I think Councilman Hucks summed up things really, really well, and that's all I have.
Okay, all right. Jenna, best of luck to you,
Thank you.
and whatever, how it turns out for you, we're appreciative of your service, for sure. And, just, Godspeed,
Thank you.
speak.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Before we go further, I would like to personally stand up and give her an applause.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys don't need to do that. Thank you, guys.
Okay, you were done. See our delegate has come into the room. Did you have anything that you want to talk to us about? Jump right up here to the podium and tell us what's going on in Richmond. You have a budget yet?
We do not have anything but our skinny budget. They are still working on the full budget. We're waiting for the governor. We're expecting that the governor will declare a special session for the budget and judges, and we will work on that. I do believe that we're going to get a budget. I don't think anyone in an election year wants to have no budget, no full budget, so I don't expect that to not occur. So I'm thinking that will come down soon. I don't know when the governor is going to declare that, but I do expect it to come just about any day now, because I'm sure we want to, it's probably going to be sometime right after the primaries, so that's what I would expect. But besides that, Richmond is quiet because no one's there and everyone's running and hitting the ground. So, but I'll keep my ear to the ground, and as soon as I know something, I will be back to let everyone else know exactly what's going on.
We appreciate that. We really appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions of Delegate Cardoza? Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank
Appreciate you being here.
And thank you for your service, Ms. Andrews.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All righty, we have a closed session pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, 1950, as amended to discuss to discuss a personnel matter, and pursuant to section 2.2-3711A8 of the Code of Virginia, 1950, as amended to consult with the city attorney.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion made second. We go to closed session. Ms. Kim?
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Southall? Vice Mayor Freeman? Councilman Hux?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel? Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 6-0.
All righty, thank you, Kim.